Have you ever been stuck behind someone going under the speed limit in the left lane? Or maybe you found yourself weaving through traffic trying to pick the fastest lane, only to realize the lane you just left is suddenly moving faster. Today we're breaking down how to pick the correct lane for any situation. This is a big one because choosing the correct lane might be the easiest way to improve traffic flow on a daily basis. Choosing the correct lane isn't just about speed. It's about efficiency, safety, and understanding how traffic actually flows. And the reality is, most people are in the wrong lane more often than they think. So if you're on a highway with just 2 lanes, the right lane is always for slower moving traffic and merging. The left lane is for passing, but if traffic is heavy, then it obviously can clog quickly. If there are 3 or more lanes, for most other highways and expressways, the right lane is best for exits and casual driving at the speed limit. The middle lane or lanes are usually the most consistent for long distance travel, and the left lane or fast lane should be used for passing, not cruising, and it usually moves 10 to 15 miles per hour faster than the other lanes on average across the United States. Your lane choice should be intentional. Personally, I like the middle or right lane because I can manage my space better, which is a topic that I'll be getting into in later episodes, space management. I don't like to speed anymore, just a comfortable 4 or 5 mile per hour over the speed limit, so I prefer to stay away from the left lane. My wife, she prefers that fast lane because she only has to watch her right mirror closely since there's an open shoulder on the left, and she doesn't mind passing trucks or keeping pace with traffic. Now, interchanges matter. When you're approaching an interchange, read the signs early. They tell you which lanes are through lanes, the ones that stay on that highway, and which are exit only. Google Maps and similar apps show lane guidance, so pay attention and make smooth adjustments. Surface streets, this applies too. Ever get stuck behind someone who moved into the left lane too early for a left turn? It causes slowdowns and frustration. One more thing while we're on lane changes. Use your turn signal every single time you make a lane change. Another topic for another episode. But again, not most of the time, all the time. If I had to pick the number one complaint I hear from drivers and listeners to the podcast, it's slow drivers in the fast lane. People say, I'm going the speed limit, why should I move? But here's the problem. Speed differentials create traffic disruptions. So what happens when a slow car stays in the left lane? It forces faster drivers to pass on the right, increasing lane changes and accident risk. It creates unpredictable speed shifts, which lead to phantom jams. It causes road rage, turning normal drivers into aggressive ones. Most states have keep right laws, but even where it's not enforced, it's usually just common sense. Now, I learned this, quote, common sense lesson the hard way at age 28, driving through Kansas on I-70 when I lived in Kansas City. Cop pulled me over for going 73 in a 70. Do you know why I pulled you over? I literally said, no, I don't. He said, well, you're camping out in the left lane. So that was my wake-up call to staying out of that fast lane if I'm not going faster than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit or directly passing somebody. If someone's tailgating you and wants to go faster, even if they're speeding, it's safer to move over than to try and regulate their speed. So choose the correct lane based on the road type, not just what feels fastest. Stay in a lane that moves consistently, not the one that forces constant braking and lane changes. Next time you're on the freeway, pay attention to your lane choice. It makes a huge difference. Got a pet peeve about lane discipline? Let me know at drivesmarternow.com or hit me up on social media at Mastering the Commute on Facebook and YouTube, or you can email me directly, freewaytrafficexpert@gmail.com. Housekeeping and branding note, we are now titled Mastering the Commute, your 6-minute traffic fix. A play on the traffic every 6 minutes tagline that used to be on the radio station I covered most of my airtime, KNX, and hopefully you'll find it useful and efficient to expect the same possibly binge-worthy, short episodes of traffic insight and driving tips every week. Next week, assuming it's still timely in the news cycle, I'll make my case for Randy Keith's DOTE, Department of Traffic Efficiency, and seriously, why you have more power to improve traffic flow than your city, state, or country does. Until then, drive safe, drive smart. Lead by example. Take these tips to heart. Pay attention, read the signs, make the road better, one drive at a time.